Hello Hélène. Hello KS. Hello, sorry. Hello guys, hello Alex, Slowthrop, Ryan, Vibrasonic, Alex, Alex Corneau, John, Mike. Hello, Mike. Paul. Hello, Paul. Seid dinner. Yes, mais pour le temps présent. So, what a week, huh? I know some of you had like a rough one. So the elephant in the room, and I didn't plan to talk about that too much. So I couldn't help hinting at it. I just had like a unending, very heavy and annoying discussion with the family. So no point in like now. I'm. I thought I would be too emotional, and I didn't feel like to talk about it. But so my dad passed away 2 days ago, or like exactly, whom I had not talked with in 12 years. He quit the family, and he was in the hospital, and he had a stroke, and he wanted to talk to me and my sister. So it was kind of the reunion. And then, poof, gone. And I learned about it yesterday on the way to an art show where I was supposed to play records for 5 hours. So that was not ideal, to say the least. So I was quite crushed and shredded apart, like yesterday, today, and now just like I've just had like a 4-hour long discussion with my close family, which is the only family we have, and emotions. So now I'm kind of immune. Like I had to start laughing about it. That's what I guess you have to do after a while. And so not much preparation today. Sorry guys, it's a little bit. And I know you're here, and like you're not here for this bullshit that is like personal. You're here for the records. Huh? What did we have? Electronova. I've already mentioned. I think I never played it in my streams, but I showed it in a video of newly arrived stuff. It's a Norwegian guy. I'll tell you a little more about him. It's a fantastic record. So yes, the mix I did yesterday was more a performance, and I guess the whole experience is coloring what I'm doing. But it was nice to have to focus on something. I wanted to talk with some people very close to me, and I didn't get the chance because I had to do this job. And in a way, it was maybe good because, like, what am I gonna say? I'm gonna cry and etc., which I'm still gonna do. That I'm very well aware of. But playing these records I had selected for this show without this in mind completely changed my mind frame. And I try not to be too gloomy, even if ambient electroacoustic music, it can go in that direction very easily. But thankfully, because of it was supporting images and visuals and art, there was something else that happened. And so I'm gonna play a few new records, and whatever you guys have in mind. Like, I'm open to suggestion today, but I'm gonna pull mostly from the records I played yesterday. For those who take notice of these small details, like in the announcement of the streams, in the description, I always put a poem. So tonight is a poem by Victor Hugo, probably the greatest French writer, whom my dad absolutely loved, and I really enjoy. Most people know him through Les Misérables, the musical that was more popular in the Anglo-Saxon countries than in France. But his poetry is unparalleled. I don't know how it translates in English because I'm not native, but you be the judge of that. If you have any interest in poetry, like, it's totally fine if you don't have, like, but yeah. So sorry, I didn't like read. Like, I don't expect anyone to say in the comments, well deserved, fuck you, Stunty. So I'll be maybe too emotional if I read all the comments. So excuse me if I don't acknowledge it. I'll read them later, but I know who you are, and let's try to have a nice stream. This will be in the back of my mind. It doesn't need to be in yours. There still become some good stuff to discover, to re-acquaint yourself with, maybe if you already know. But Electronova, yeah, Norwegian dude. This came out on a Small Town Super Sound. Oh. Thank you, Joseph. Thank you. So this was issued earlier this year. Some of it had been issued before, previously, on various formats, various fashion. The track I played was on a compilation. So the story is that when this guy did what he did in the 90s, for the most part, he was already fully formed and accomplished, and he kind of disappeared. And the boss of the label met him a couple of years ago by chance in an airport, and they're really acquainted. And he explained why he never sent more music, because he felt he had done the best he could, and he couldn't do better. But that was like 20 years before, at least. So he eventually did another piece, the one we played first, and the label decided to repackage the older stuff together, and yeah, it's a great ambient release. The name of the guy is Norwegian and a little bit Kåre Deli Torstad. Zeb, you can correct me if you're here. On that note, we'll see how this goes. It's freezing outside. It's back to minus 3-4 degrees. So I warmed up the studio a little before. But don't be surprised if you start to see like steam coming out of my mouth. I won't be able to answer all the condolences. Hey, Michael. And so I still got a few new records this week, and I picked some stuff on the shelves that, you know, it's interesting that we're becoming a community And I follow some of you on the Instagram, so I see what you buy, what you're happy getting, and sometimes I see that I had some influence in that, and sometimes it's the other way around, and sometimes it's kind of both ways. Like I played something which triggered Alex or Dom or someone else to buy something, and like this. I think Alex showed this, which means that maybe he'll be interested in seeing this. Pierre Bensoussan. Dom did a video this week about cheap folk records, good ones, or still semi-cheap. I haven't gotten to watch it yet, sorry. I guess because of the nature of the VC, these videos will be very Anglo-Saxon centric. So I thought I'd play. It's not the first time I play him, and he's not totally unknown. I think. Where did I put the record? I mean, this level of guitar playing, it's just insane. Have I already lost the record in the... No, come on. It's chaos here, but... Oh, here it is. Pierre Bensoussan. This is his first or second album. I'm not sure. I have both. He sings sometimes in French as well.
Allons au bois, dame lombarde, allons au bois.
Yeah.
Allons au bois, dame lombarde, allons au bois. Nous trouverons le serpent vert, nous le tuerons. Nous trouverons le serpent vert, nous le tuerons. Dans une pinte de vin rouge, nous le mettrons.
Good, Nick. Very good. Yeah, so this is from 75. On the Sésame label, a good French label for folk music.
Et par ma foi, mon ami Pierre n'y a de tirer. Et par ma foi, mon ami Pierre n'y a de tirer.
I don't think he plays the steel guitar, Joe. Yeah, he's dirt cheap. But both... Let me see.
L'enfant du pré jamais ne parlera bien parler. Ne buvez pas de sa montagne.
By the way,
vous en mourrez.
a couple of weeks ago I played this.
Ne buvez pas de sa montagne, vous en mourrez.
Some of you, I didn't mention the secret weapon in this, which is this. François Rabat is the bass player on this. Some of you already know who he is, but I thought like I didn't do my job by mentioning this connection. Oh my god. This was issued by Trunk Records. I bought it here when it was released, and I gave it to a friend of mine who loved it more than me. I like it, but he's obsessed. And now it's not a cheap record. LIM. Oh my god, yeah. VC. Sometimes you really don't. You're shooting. The VC is very good at shooting itself in its own foot, isn't it? Let's see. Now I'll just go through different things, and was one of my favorite records of 2020. So it was in my video about that. Oh, thank you, Edward. Thank you so much, Edward. I have some stories about that connected to the beginning of our stream. I've listened to them today from start to end, and I'm not gonna get them. It's John Hassel with his 80s band. It's good, but it's kind of, in my own world, the Bill Laswell John Hassel. He's always John Hassel, but the band with him, like I almost feel like I'm listening to Nick Skolopitis, the guitar player. He's great, but this is only voice, by the way. Lyra Pramuk. I think she identifies as a woman. I'm not sure. It's it's quite a record. Oh, come on. Okay, fair. So that means you're going to tell us eventually, Elena. You're not going to tell us next week, because next week I'll be in France doing what I have to do, and yeah, I'll be there for a week at least. Nice. Oh, nice. I'll check that. Vibrasonic is, I think he's, if I remember correctly, he's from Lyon. He's one of these French VC channels who do some videos in English. No, no, Dom, you have very little to buy. You have, as said by your new rules, which I'm a big fan of since I have the same. Yes, but I'll show you how I discovered Pierre. It was through this compilation that has an early version of the track I just played. Maybe I'll... It will be fun. This compilation I actually found in the streets in Paris, like garbage, literally. Yesterday at the show I was so... When I left, I forgot my headphones there. It's Sweden, I'm gonna get them back, I'm pretty sure. Now, if that was in France, no way in hell. So now, to pre-listen, I'm resorted to these fucking things. Hey Rev, I don't know what, Rev had also a rough week, so some thoughts for him, guys. Yeah, I'm exactly like you, Ellen. Sometimes I'm overexcited and I share here before. So far it's been good, but it's now an early version of the same track. I prefer this version, to be honest. It is MC. This is also dirt cheap. Very wise. The next record is a bit special. There's a label from Germany called end off. They specialize in releasing records of an edition of 93 copies only, and they have a great network. They released a lot of records of side projects from Sonic Youth, for example, but also a lot of the avant-garde, the proper avant-garde, Christina Kubich, and all that. So whenever the record is from a big figure, these records become instantly extremely expensive. And so there's almost no point in trying to get them after they release. They've been around for 20 years now. I think it's a gallery, an art gallery as well. But sometimes they have like promos, like unlimited issues, basically leftovers. But every single release has artwork, like exclusive artwork commissioned from a real artist. So the unnumbered versions usually don't have that. And this is one of these from Stéphane Mathieu. So this one was released in in the 2000s. And what's interesting is that Stéphane Mathieu, some of you guys here, they know who he is. He doesn't do much music anymore. He's mainly a mastering engineer and sound engineer nowadays. Probably my favorite one. He did the mastering of that my favorite album of 2020, the Hilary Woods one. But he comes from the click and cuts ambient scene from the early 2000s, and some of his records are expensive. And this one, if you want to have the regular issue of that, it's like there's no copy for sale and it's expensive. But there's a few copies of that, of the promo version, like probably unplayed, that some people are selling on Discogs for very reasonable price. So I thought, like, I'm getting this before it's too late. And I'm listening to it for the first time right now. Yes. Oh, wait, there. Oh, I have it somewhere here. I think. This record. Well, yeah, it's a good record. It's probably one of his most classic ambient ones. But even saying so is quite unfair. It actually features Jose Tutti amongst the musicians. It's a great record. See, this is a kind of like experimental music, ambient, glitch, which really works because of the contrast between all the noise, the glitches, and the harmonics and harmonies. I don't know how much comes through my setup, but it starts. You probably start focusing on how noisy it is, etc. But when you let it flow, then of course because of the way the human brain is wired, you start to try to dig out the harmonies, the melodies, and the contrast becomes really there. Yeah, Nikita, it's not even the best track I played. Like it's, I just played one random track now today, which I thought was the one I played yesterday, but it wasn't. I'll talk about Nikita in an upcoming stream, by the way. Nikita is and I have been talking about some stuff. He's not a VC channel per se, but he's adjacent. Ah, yeah, do that. So what was Michael saying? Oh, yeah. Yeah. I don't know if it's a perfect evening because I'm more scattered than usual, but we'll see. You will tell me afterwards. Which one, John? But again, I think... Okay, I looked it up before this then. 2 copies on Discogs. Probably the last chance ever. In Lyon, there's a shop that is quite insane. It's a guy, he's been around for a long time. It's a second-hand record store and comic book. And it's quite good, but if you talk with him or if you're aware, he has nearby, between the Traboul, he has a cellar with like 60,000 records. So basically you ask him if you can access it and he will take you there, lock you inside of it, and tell you to call him to release you when you're finished. And I was there the first time, maybe 2007 or so, and I scored. I really scored it there. Thank you, Robert. Thank you, Robert, so much. This week is it's good actually. The help is good this week. Yeah, like I'm looking at I'm happy it's me having to deal with this rather than other people. Thank you. Yeah, it's been like I know quite a few of us here who have lost someone recently. The weird stuff is that I had been estranged for over 12 years, so... Thank you, Liam. I love you guys too. Ah, nice, Michael. I had one. I sold mine. It's a historical record, but I don't love it enough. And it's closer to you in generation. I'm more into Coil. Yeah. There just was 1 or 2 new releases of some of Eliane's feedback series. And they're good, but I must say I didn't get them. I think well, okay, I'll be honest. For me, the stuff that I'm mostly waiting from Eliane Radig is, of course, for someone to eventually release the Trilogie de la Mort, which is almost impossible because it would crave, would be probably a 6 or 7 LP box set. And also her Occam series, which is very different. You know, I did an interview with Eliane Radig in her home. Maybe 9 years ago or so, in Paris. It's like 4 or 5 hours long, and I still have the whole file. It's pretty fun. You can hear her drinking beer. Eliane Radig, for those who don't know, is, I would say, one of the top 10 female figures in avant-garde music, for sure. Maybe top 5. And she has an incredible life. She's an incredibly strong woman, incredibly strong human being. She moved from the south of France to New York with her husband, the artist Armand, very important artist in the 30s, 40s, 50s. So she was exposed to the whole loft scene. She was then also the assistant of Pierre Henry in France, the musique concrète scene studio. This is beautiful, really good. I'm happy I got this for $20 rather than 150 or something, or 200. And yeah, and Eliane, I think she's not like 91 or 92, and she's still producing. And Alga Margan and Important are both releasing new stuff from her. And but I wish they would focus more on the new stuff. And she's fun, man. She's really fun to talk with, because when she explains to you her concepts and her way of composing and producing, I never had to struggle that more to understand someone than her and Bernard Parmigiani. But in the end, I got it. But you know, when you finally start to understand how a very complex concept works, and if you think about it again a week later, like, man, I need what was it again? And like, it's very challenging but very stimulating. And when you hear her music, there's two layers of it. There's just the pure enjoyment of it, and it's very minimalistic. So sometimes you need to make a little bit of an effort on yourself. I rarely do say that, but with her it's worth it. But not all her records. But then there's like listening to her music with the concepts of her music and the technique in mind. And she's one of the few, I must confess, that it's worth it. It's worth reading about her and reading her when you're listening to her music. For me, Stockhausen, there's no need. I don't need to get the concept. I get like the music works on a different level, but yeah. Another record I got this week, thanks to you guys, by the way. The tipping jar, the donation link in the description has been a blessing. And because it helps me to get these records that are, you can't get everything. I've studied history so much for 30 years, so I have a list. I'm one of these, like, I know some people, they don't want to have want lists. I have them because I have here I have, I would say, most of what I'm after. So the stuff that I don't have is because it's difficult, either because it's difficult to find or it's too expensive, but most of the time it's because it's both. And so you set yourself priorities. Like Dom did a video where he explains that. I did too, in a different way, or not kind of in the same way, a year ago or so. Like you decide on which part of your want list you focus on. But all the while, sometimes you stumble upon good deals, really good deals on the stuff that you still want, but like you haven't put them in your top priority. So, and you do that because you're kind of aware of what kind of budget you have at hand, or potentially. So I've been able to dig a little deeper thanks to this community, and I will always be grateful for that. Like that's why I even today I do this stream. I should probably be doing something else, but yeah, I'm grateful for you guys. So so now I'm gonna play this record I got this week that I haven't listened to yet. I hope I didn't babble too much nonsense. Oh yeah, this interview I did of Eliane, I think eventually I put it on YouTube sometime. This is Cold Warrior, the fifth and final release on Alpha Phone, Richard Kirk's own label from Sheffield. Richard Kirk from Cabaret Voltaire. So this is Cabaret Voltaire under another name. The sole release he did on that under that name. This is like from 96, I think, 95, 96. So it's Kirk from Cabaret Voltaire at the tail end of his techno phase. And the 4 or 5 first releases on that label, they're more tech house. They're okay, but like I don't need them. But this one, I don't know if I need it, but I love Richard Kirk, and this one is quite good. There were 2 copies earlier, Joe. Stéphane Mathieu, once. I hope you see this. Hey Jim. Check the second album features track. I'll have it somewhere. I'll see if I can find it. It features Sylvain Cassap on saxophone. It's amazing, really amazing. Also cheap. Yeah, it still holds. Huh? It's good enough. It's so good that, like, you know, this is a record for life. Yeah. You can always come back after the stream, but it's nice to see you, Helen. Very nice. Yeah, and the trick is, Mike, the trick is, out of your wordlist, to make lists, smaller ones that you can check completely more regularly. That's the trick. And also you don't get completely bombarded by notifications. Oh, the latest 2 ones. Hey, Alan from Canada. See you, Kyle. Thank you so much. Hey, Michael. You're making a good deal, huh? Thank you, RTLF. I've missed him for 12 years already. That's the weird thing. Hey, Mark. So, yeah, this is kind of one of these, like, good 12 inches from the 90s. It's, if it wasn't Richard Kirk, I don't know if I would have noticed it as much, but it is him, and it's one of the good ones. Admittedly, it's like regular techno, in a way. Paul, thank you, Paul. Thank you so much, Paul. Let's see, maybe tonight I can get... There's a Wire adjacent side there's two actually. There's two albums of side projects from people from Wire that are very much under the radar, but very, very rare, very expensive. More rare and expensive than in demand. Like, people don't care about them. I found a way to get them. I just need to. So maybe tonight the VC will. Nah, you don't need to. Yeah, everyone is generous already so much. But eventually, I'm sure I will manage to find a way. But I can't help. I can't wait. You know, I have all these videos that will either be a video or a stream where I go deep through this band, this artist, blah, blah, blah. And I have so many of these bands here that I have like 99% of everything that I want to show. It just bugs me to not have yet the one or two records. Like for Undertaker, for example, I literally have everything, apart from one 12-inch that I have, but it's waiting for me in the US. So I had to wait to get it to do my Undertaker video. OCD, probably OCD. Probably be fine if I just named it, but I don't want you to settle for the lesser Stunty. Yeah, it's a nice record. It's again, you'd have, of course, if you've grown. I mean, like the 90s, Richard Kirk stuff. Let's play something else quickly of his. Yeah, this is one of the more techno albums, The Conversation on RNS. But yeah, I haven't listened to this in a while. You guys know Cabaret Voltaire, right? I played for Christmas. I played the Cabaret Voltaire track, but they have so many different periods in their history. And Chris Watson went to. I'll just play one track randomly, see if it's. I'll know. Yeah, one thing about Cabaret Voltaire and Richard H. Kirk is that he was obsessed with William Burroughs. So a lot of the music of Cabaret Voltaire used the techniques, the cut-up techniques from William Burroughs and William Burroughs, actually, who's obviously a major influence also on Throbbing Gristle that Michael was mentioning earlier. And a lot of the industrial post-punk before punk. Yeah, Cabaret Voltaire in my book, they are post-punk before punk even starts. Because the first Cabaret Voltaire is from 73, 74. Good. Yeah, this is good. This is good 90s, like post-club electronic music. Yeah. Thank you, Didi. Didi is the one who donated, who tipped the jar. No, Stefan. Dome, I got it. Dome, I'm covered. Dome. Dome is basically, for those who don't know, Wire is this punk band from the UK who started, their first album is from 77, I think, Pink Flag. I'm not into that. It's punk, it's good, but it starts to get more interesting for me by the third album or a few songs in the second. But parallelly, they were doing Dome, which is the same people, but basically doing stuff they knew would not put food on the table. It's basically Wire being this heat. For those who know this heat, not the best shaped copy, huh? John. I'm not saying, no, not he's saying, but when I can afford it and get it, then you all be the first to know. Which will be soon, I think. Yeah, Virtual State. Ooh. Virtual State was my first one. And still probably the one I have the closest attachment. I bought it on CD back then and quickly, in 98, I bought it on vinyl. It was like, you couldn't, back then, in the early 2000s, you couldn't pay people to get these records. Now it's a different thing. It's an interesting album, yeah. I mean, at one point he was releasing so much. Like there was a new CD every week. It was and not everything is essential. The other day I listened to a few CDs I bought from back then. Agent with False Memories. Interesting, but I'm never going to listen to this again, I think. So, but I mean, he could experiment, he could afford it. He had labels willing to put out his stuff, so of course, why not? Keith. Keith. Thank you, Keith. Thank you so much. I guess it's gonna work out, guys. I might be able to disclose the name of the record already. Hello Alan, thank you so much. I saw your message earlier. I don't see you that often lately, but I appreciate seeing you. You know what? Some of it has aged very well, some hasn't. But This, I had the album as well. This is I think from 1990, 91 maybe. I think this is really good, but you'd have to be into acid house to be into that. Because otherwise, I can understand why it would be disappointing. I think it's really, really good acid house with really good ideas. Some of it could sound a little bit dated, but this is also, I think, one of the last albums featuring both Kirk and Stefan Malinder. I love their acid house stuff. I really love it. And most of it was produced by, what's his name? Mark, one of the founders of Warp. Robert Gordon, yeah, from the Forge Masters, one of my main influence in producing dance music. I don't want to get too sidetracked too long with the cabs, but I'm probably gonna play this at one point. But something completely different. That it's an album I got last year. No, maybe in 2021. I'm not sure. It says 2021
I'm
here.
trying to find immobility. I long for repose and immobility.
It's an album that I remember hearing snippets of it and thinking, wow, this is interesting. And then getting it and not giving it enough time to fully digest it.
Things that are always there.
And yesterday was when it clicked to me, when I played that. Yeah, when I played that in that fucking context.
The train passes along an embankment. The train does not exist for me.
Lauren Rush.
I only want to construct the embankment.
Dans le sable, in the sand.
The past is the precipice. The future is the mountain.
This was recorded in March '75 by the La Jolla Civic University Orchestra.
So I had the idea of setting aside a buffer day between the past and present. During that day,
there's 3 compositions. Oh, yeah, that's not the one I wanted to play, but this is really, really nice. The sleeve is really nice, the texture, everything feels good about this. Comes with an insert with quite some info that I will eventually digest a little more. I read it quickly.
Know where it belongs.
One of our girls. I think I don't know them. I shouldn't have said anything. I should have gone and checked them out.
It's as if life were just beginning. It's as if the other had never been.
Yeah.
So much
there's some
so
stuff of them I don't need to have from the early 80s. Yeah. Idle Copy. This is also, for me, this is their best album. With 154. But no, Idle Copy with the companion EP with the live versions. Oof.
But anyway, as it's contracting, breaking up, growing smaller, the past, of course, it's shapeless, you might say.
Microphonies is interesting, but it sounds dated to me. There's
or rather, it's more like a picture with a perspective in space and depth that flattens out suddenly so that it's only on the surface.
What's interesting is here is Microphonies, and there's this album of remixes of Microphonies. Mostly by themselves a few years later. For years, this was dirt cheap. No one cared for that. And now it's a very expensive record. Ryan Christopher, thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, interesting album. But yeah, ultimately it's one of these albums for me that is like the zeitgeist. Everyone was doing stuff like that if they could. And Wire were doing it better, in my opinion.
There's so much time.
The solo cabaret, Kirk stuff from the 80s, I can't listen to it. It's experimental in the sense that he's experimenting in finding his way, and he doesn't. It takes a long time before he does.
But it doesn't fit together properly. The hands, face, and the fact that it works. It's as if it were in pieces.
Urkuk, yeah. It's all right. It's a little bit. It's quite rock, drone rock. Only there's an album, a double LP and an EP. I think I don't have them. Hello, Malea. Yes, Lauren Rush, so good. Tell us a little more what you know, Slowthrop, Independent Gallery, if you care for it, to do that. But so now I can talk about that record again. One of these, there's so many of these records I can't talk about yet, but this will be cool. Thank you, Pat. Yeah, it's interesting, John. I don't like it as much as I do with these. These are essential if you're into the caps, but the new stuff is it's interesting, but it still feels like them trying to stay relevant, or him, and he somewhat succeeds, I must concede. Yeah, well, this is
like we're just beginning.
I think what caught my interest, like there's a piece on this that I play soon for orchestra and computer-generated 4-channel audio tape. But this is good, modern classical.
Flowing, warm, dark.
No, wait. No, I haven't. Well, if they're unsigned and haven't really... You know, there's so much stuff coming out that I make a conscious decision to only listen to what gets released on vinyl. That's a limitation, but it's a manageable limitation that still is... There are a few bands with which I make an exception, but actually I don't anymore. I don't... Even the Nurse's Wound stuff that only gets released on CD, I ignore it now. Yeah, this is good. When I played this yesterday, for this installation of artwork with the light. There was like a light show that was programmed and a cycle of lights. I think I played this with. I don't remember it. Yeah, it worked. It was very satisfying. You know what? It feels like it's this part is so brilliant, simple, delicate. Alan, Alan Marsh, thank you so much. I know, you know, when you do the super chat thing, it becomes like a competition in a way, like who's gonna give the most, blah blah blah. Here, I feel it's just your generosity, guys, because it doesn't even show. So, like, you have no idea how much I appreciate it. This is killer. Yeah. It's true that Graham Lewis has a shitload of stuff only on CD collaboration in the 90s, 2000s. That's for sure. And Bruce Gilbert has quite a few CDs as well. But I have, you know what? I have a lot of them. It's like, it's. I decided to focus on vinyl in 1998. I was still buying CDs, and I kind of quit CDs, apart from a few exceptions. Like 12 years ago, around 2010, and only recently I've. It's just not manageable because I'm into so many different kinds of music, and I want to keep track and check everything. So there's just not enough time. You guys, Sean, thank you so much, Sean. Much appreciated. Sean, where are you? This label is Talia. I didn't know that. Man, she's married. Ah, bummer for AGK. Okay, let me play you some of the track with the computer-generated tape, 4-channel tape. I love this, but it's a long piece, and I think it's a record that really deserves more attention. Like if you want a record of modern classical with a twist, with a kick. Okay. Have you heard this? I mean, this will probably not mean much for most of you, but for me this is kind of like, what if Philip Glass had been produced by Paul Dalden? Paul Dalden is a Canadian modern classical composer who kind of invented the concept of maximalism in music. I'll tell you more about that in soon. There's a record I'm waiting. This is. Hélène, thank you Hélène, thank you, merci beaucoup. Okay. Are we on Instagram? Keith? Nathaniel, Robert, thank you. It's quite funny. I'm starting to know you all, and a lot of you have normal names on screen, and your real name turns out to be something completely different. Anyways, it's quite a fun cabal we have here. So Keith, I'll play you some interesting shoegaze, I think. Totally under the radar. Someone is gonna hate this. I couldn't find the album. It's probably somewhere else. Yeah. The album has a vocal version of this. You know what's interesting is that most of these industrial experimental bands from the 80s, 70s, who tried themselves at house and techno, it's almost always that the beat is not hard the way it should be. It's always like they can't help themselves but be a bit, I don't know, artsy and a little bit pretentious. Like when dance music, you should forget about this. You should let go of it, and because it's all about hedonism. Like you should really embrace that it is functional music as well. And that's what Cabaret Voltaire actually were really good at. Just the rhyme to
about how things are. Way things can pull apart. Good times and how they go. How it ends, no one knows.
The right amount of syncopation and hard.
Know what's good for me. Temptation, a sensation. Who thinks it's time creation?
This is bleep house. This is the kind of house that originates from Sheffield. Like 98, 89, 90, 91. Which rather than using the 303 for the acid, they use like these like tones. Very raw and almost brutalist. Actually, I have there's a David Crosby record I really like. But I don't think you want that. Sheffield. So of course it's a club track, so it's a little bit back then, it's the beginning of that for them, kind of still close. So the pacing can be sometimes a little bit off, because that's not their roots, but they get the sound right, which is more than 99% of the other bands who try themselves like this. Ooh, bad. Yeah. Now something I played yesterday. I have never played here. I've talked about this guy quite a few times, but I don't think I've explained the context. So I talked about Susumu Yokota because of this album, I think. It was issued on vinyl for the first time in 2021. It was originally released on my friend John Ty's label, Low Recordings, in 2003-4. But it was a CD only. In the early mid-2000s, when you saw a Susumu Yokota record in the shop, like this one, you bought it. Especially if it was not dance music. Everything that he did that was ambient or like, what is this? This is not ambient. This is just music. Yes, Sheffield. Exactly. From Sheffield. Yeah, I have it. I've showed it here. It's one of the best books about electronic dance music, all kinds of genres that I've read. Really. This is Grinding Cat by Susumu Yokota. Yeah, this one came out in 2001. Shit, we're not getting younger, huh? So it is quite loop-based in a way, but he manages to transcend it quite often, in my opinion. It's very cyclical, but yeah, it's good. But for me, it's not better than this or. These two. I'll place them there. That's good to have, hopefully. Yeah, Sakura is... Whew. The Boy and the Tree is the one I'm missing, that I missed back then. They reissued it one time, but it's, for some reason that one is too expensive. But it's one of the four best of his, in my opinion, with this tree. So now we're listening a little bit to Daniel Humer, Demonology. I agree. Of which genre? They are influential, and the story, their story starts in the 70s, in the late 70s. Oh! I don't think so. There's another Daniel Humer track on this, but the whole compilation is really interesting. You got Yannick Top from Magma, also on many tracks, but I'll play the other Daniel Humer song. But if you look at the track listing on this, Jacques Lévesque, Teddy Lasserie, Yannick Top, Daniel Humer, Jacques Tolo, Peter Malberg. This is a library soundtrack, by the way. We've covered that. So here comes the jazz. Huh? Have we ever had a show here without jazz? I don't think so. Koto, yeah. Koto I know very well how. Yes. Oh, hello, Angelo. Angelo who was on Michael's, huh? Angelo and his family. So next is going back to, we have a kind of improvised Cabaret Voltaire theme here, as we're gonna have, it doesn't get more Sheffield, as it's the only collaboration official between Robert Gordon, the inventor of this whole sound, for Cabaret Voltaire, and Kirk, under the Zone alias. They only did this EP. So this is like Sheffield House royalty working together for the first time on the same. I mean, Robert Gordon produced a shitload of stuff for Cabaret Voltaire, but this is them on the same level. He is also one of my main influences as a producer of electronic music. He's a genius. I met him 4 years ago, 3-4 years ago. Very nice and interesting dude. Jamaican. Hey Foster. Oh, the organist. Well, here's what it says. Yeah, it's being released officially today, I think. This is gonna be wow. Next is a very, very special record. I've shown it once, but I've never played it yet, I think. Oh, you're still here? Free. Ah. Yeah, church organ. So next is a record that it took over a year for the pre-order to finally be released. It was delayed absurdly, and so much so that when I got it, like, the moment had passed a little bit, and I still liked it, but I never gave it the proper chance. And yesterday I played it, and it was I remembered instantly why I fell in love with what prompted me to pre-order it. It's conceptual music, but it's vocal. You'll see. It's I think Mazzy got that record as well. Ah, okay. Earlier.
I would swim the coldest ocean. I would walk in burning sands. I would swim across the desert, this ocean with my heart. I would walk I would swim, I would crawl this ocean across the desert. I would walk with my heart in my hand. will swim across the desert, this ocean with my heart. I would walk I would swim, I would go across this ocean, across the desert, I would walk with my heart in my hand.
Just imagine the potential. I'll help you.
Across the desert, this ocean with my heart, I would walk I would swim, I would go across this ocean, across the desert, I would walk with my heart in my hand. I would swim across the desert, this ocean with my heart.
Remember that little record of that I hyped a few times? The Filmy Block? No, Alex. What happened is I pre-ordered it in 2020. Oh, 21. I pre-ordered it in February 2021. When did you get yours? Huh? So she has a second album that was supposed to come out a year after the first one, but that actually came out a couple of months before this. And honestly, the second album is not at all as good as this one, in my opinion. But this is. You still can get it for normal price, I guess. Aha! Hey, Bob.
I would swim, I would go across this ocean, across the desert, I would walk with my heart in my hand. I would swim across the desert, this ocean with my heart. I would walk I would swim, I would go across this ocean, across the desert, I would walk with my heart in my hand. I would swim across the desert, this ocean with my heart. I would walk I would swim, I would go across this ocean, across the desert, I would walk with my heart in my hand. I would swim across the desert, this ocean with my heart. I would walk I would swim, I would go across this ocean, across the desert, I would walk with my heart in my hand. I would swim across the desert, this ocean with my heart. I would walk I would swim, I would go across this ocean, across the desert, I would walk with my heart in my hand. I would swim across the desert, this ocean with my heart. I would walk I would swim, I swim across the desert, this ocean with my heart. I would walk
Hey, Loki.
swim.
I saw your connection with the Tinder sticks. Nice. I still love Tide by the Tinder sticks. One of their early singles.
Swim across the desert, this ocean with my heart.
Yeah.
Swim, I would cross this ocean, cross the desert, we would walk with my heart in my hand. I would swim across the desert, this ocean with my heart. I would walk I would swim, I would cross this ocean, cross the desert, we would walk with my heart.
So I added a little bit of what we had in the background now, the film Niblock box set from December, but the vocal stuff, that was Christine Oppenheim. Now a record I really like, but I think I showed it quickly once when I got it, but I don't think I showed it after that. And this is a record from Cyprus. Very Terry Riley inspired minimalism, but still its own thing, I would say. And the whole package is so cool, but the music quite special. Glad your tip was deserved, Alan. Which one, Ryan? The Filny block? Yeah, exactly. It's a silk screen classic cover. Ooh. Free. If you have 2 turntables, you need that record. You will spend so much fun time with it. Soft Verdict, yeah. I remember. There's a couple of other good, like there's so many good tracks on this. This is even more like New York-ish. I believe he must have had a little stay in New York. I think I remember reading that at one point, but I want to double check. And now I'm making a mess. Can't have that. So for you guys who were there since the beginning today, who know my ordeal, thank you so much, because time flew by so far. It was not a happy day, and yeah, that was fun so far. So if you guys have any requests, I'll do my thing, but like feel free. Good night, RTLF. I'm still there for half an hour, I guess. Yeah, a little bit. And I have more. You know, when this becomes my full-time job, I will. And Who knows? Sébastien Tellier. Ah. No, I don't. I know him. We shared a girlfriend at one point. Okay, I'll tell you, Marcos. So the Fini Block box set was originally released in 1990 as a CD. He composed it, he meant it as a double vinyl. There's 4 sides of flute and violin, I think. Let me double check. Alto flute, flute, alto flute, flute, bass flute. No, so just flute. So either solo flute or duo flute. And they're all tuned in a very specific way and holding that tone. So there are some variations of this track. Still the album from Cyprus. And he conceived them to be played together in any order so that the harmonics would work together. But what's fun is that you can also play with the pitch on the turntable to create melodies and to create variations. And you can basically just play them, change the sides over and over eternally, and it will never be the same thing. And you can just start at wherever, because each side is a progression. Like there's more harmonies coming in and less, and etc. It's yeah. Conceptually, it's so cool. It's very good and enjoyable. Also, listening to it regularly, one track alone. But it was meant to be more than that. And when you get the chance to do that, and man, I'm telling you, I haven't had that much fun with a record in a long time. Ah. Well, I have a lot of belly dance, which is kind of can be in that direction, but not exactly. I'll be looking into that, John. Thank you. Yeah, libraries in semi-big cities can be surprising. You just need one person there who's active and curious, and then why not? Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Here's a record. I think I showed it when I got it, but I never played it. I know that Alex got it. Alex Moderick got it soon after I got it. Maybe because of me. He's good. He does his research, but probably he does get a lot of stuff by himself that surprises me. This is a duo. Well, trio in this instance, but it's actually a duo of guys who come from the post-punk of the UK, mid-80s UK. And they did produce some tracks for Massive Attack. I think they produced the music for Karma Coma and some other stuff. And this is one of these records that they probably had like a contract with a big label because they were good producers, and the contract probably say that you're allowed to release an album or two of whatever you want, and we'll release it. Stuff that has no commercial viability in the UK back then. This is from 1991. Ask Alex about it. He'll tell you the genius of. Yeah. Exactly. Hey, G-Mac-G. Nice to see you. Bye, Alan. See you soon. Oh, now this is throwback. I used to be in junior high with Thomas. He came with me to Sweden. When was that, Thomas? 25 years ago? 30 years ago? Man. Island. You have to find me on Instagram. We have to talk, Thomas. Eh, putain. Incroyable. Comment tu m'as trouvé, putain. Thomas was my buddy in late junior high. I lost my dad, and I find Thomas. Yeah, Ryan. Wow, you're already starting to think like a criminal, huh? Yeah, that record is something special. I think I discovered it through my friend Sasha, who runs the Macadam Mambo label. When he used to live in Paris, we were DJing together and meeting quite often, sharing a lot of knowledge, etc. He's now in Lyon and he's doing good. His label is great, and I think he's the one who discovered that before me, and I did my own research after, and he's one of these diggers that who can find stuff that will blow my mind. And his label is good, Macadam Mambo. Absolutely, Thomas. Yeah, I mean, when you cover so many bases, mainstream, the underground doesn't mean that much anymore. Oh, there's a second Live Stones? I didn't know that, Alex. Huh, well, I'll have to look it up. See, Alex is teaching me. Ah. Oh yeah, no, the other Live Pulse. The other one is not good. It's not worth having. It's not bad, but there's nothing. There's a lot of beauty on this record. There's more like heady experiments on the other one, but it doesn't come together the same way this does, unfortunately. Yeah. Okay. Shall we go somewhere unexpected? Eddie Walrus. Oops. Wait. No problem. You can still listen to it later and leave a comment if you like it or if you want to talk about something. Yes, it's in the main house, so I'll try to remember it for next time. What is that again? It sounds familiar, Nathaniel. Ah, it's funny. I've been talking about him with Jose recently. Oops. I just saw a record I hadn't thought about in some time, and I have to find the right track. You guys know Jean-Jacques Perret? The guy who created popcorn from the 50s or 60s. Well, this is an album he did with Luc Weibert. So Jean-Jacques Perret goes acid house. Nice, okay. Nice that you know him. What? Oh yeah. Now I get it. secret about that record. I played the bass on one track of this. Yeah. It's a fun record. I think I need some fun today. So this was a fun story. So the guy who made this happen, he kind of knew me from my radio show, I think, and he knew I was playing bass, and some other guys I knew were invited to play on this. And they asked me, do you want to come and record some bass lines? Sure. So I went in the studio without like Jean-Jacques Perret and Luc, they were there. And a few years later, this was released, and I had completely forgotten about it. I never got paid for that, but it's all right.
Means a lot of work for Luke, putting the sounds together.
Well, you found it. Okay. Well, I'll tell you about some other stuff then. Do you mind me sending you a message, Angelo? Because there's something you might be interested in. So back to the cabs. This is the theme of tonight. I never thought it would be, but I think it's the only name of an artist I put in the description because I knew I was going to play this. Thank you, GBL. GBL, just hit the tipping jar. If you found something tonight that really inspired you and surprised you and that you want to get or already got, you can use the tipping jar in the description. It helps the show continuing. Yeah, so this is the one album from Stefan Malinder from back then that I don't remember him singing. There's some words, but it's really good post-punk. probably on Discogs. Huh? John, Frank, John, thank you. So a record I think I showed it once when I got it, but I don't think I played it. Maybe I did, I'm not sure. I just felt like listening to this right now. This is a rare Rodelius, Hans-Joachim Rodelius from Cluster release. In collaboration with Alexander Seychek on the saxophone, tenor and soprano, which is my favorite instrument, the soprano saxophone. And I think when this was released, it was such a small quantity that this became really, really expensive because it's really good. A lot of the 80s Rodelius stuff can be a little bit too new agey at one point. And this one really, I think it rides it's a fine line. And you can get it for cheap, like I did. I don't always get originals. This one was too much, because this one was issued on Bureau B. And it's a good pressing. Bureau B is a really good German label, reissue, but also they do some new stuff or archival stuff. Thank you for being here, John. The Hypnotize, it's the Hypnose on the EML label. Keith, get in touch with me on the Instagram if you can, okay? Yeah, I love 23 Skinny. Sometimes a little bit cheesy, but often good and quite regular and great. Yeah. Oh. just has a new album out, Rodelius, by the way. I saw a collaboration with someone. Yeah. Thank you. Much appreciated that. Oh, that is my favorite, John. I have the original as well. This is the only reissue I have. I only have originals of Rodelius, but if I find an original of this one, I'll get it. Hey, Chris. Oh, that's a good one. You mean the quality, the pressing quality? I've had it twice, but yeah, it's true. But usually played in a way, not in the most avant, more played like that. I of course I prefer Steve Lacy when it's because you can go really wild with the soprano, but still. So let's see, one last track to end the stream. This is the track on that album, by the way. This is the one that really, wow. I probably listened to it. I don't remember it, John. Actually, I think I still have an interview I did with Moebius a couple of years before 4 years before he died, that I never used, never released. Usually I was writing for the magazines, and that one, I don't know. I never. You too. Yeah. This is a no-brainer. Okay. Oh, okay. Well, they're a big label. You should, when that happens, you should ask the shop to return it to the distributor. Usually, with Biobe, it shouldn't be a problem. So now, something for Michael. Some Düsseldorf post-punk, proto, electro, whatever. The instruments: Schlagzeug, alt sax, guitar, clarinet, alt sax, bariton sax, Stimme, Elektronik, guitar, Casio. Marcos, I haven't seen you tonight. Thank you so much for the tip. Guys, I can't thank you enough tonight. This probably will be the last track tonight. Quite different from that. I'm pretty sure I never showed or played that yet. Dom, you will want this. I think. There's quite a few good tracks on it, but there's one that is... Yes. Yes, no, maybe. Yeah, you can. Yeah. Okay, I guess that's it. thank you guys. Thank you so much for coming tonight. It's been an awful week, and right now has been this past 2.5 hours have been pretty fun, and yes, I hope I earned your trust once again, and I'll see you. So next week I'll be off to France to take care of. Weird, to say that. To take care of the funeral, and I don't know. I'll be going in 2 days there, so I'll be there for a week, and well, we'll see. I hope you guys had fun. I had, and like the video if you did. If you're watching this not live, please consider hitting the bell so that you're aware when we do the live here. It's a fun community, and I have some pretty amazing stuff lined up that should be there for the next show then, and more. Thanks to you guys again tonight, and have a great evening, great night. I'll see you soon, and Keith, talk to me on Instagram if you can, and anyone who wants to talk, the comment or Instagram. Bye bye. Thank you so much.